This is my 1972 AMC Matador station wagon. This was the first car that I ever bought. In 2002, on my 17th birthday, I paid $225 to a family friend for this thing and drove it as a daily driver until about 2006. In 2007, it went into storage for a while since I had joined the Navy. In 2012, I got back from the Navy and discovered it had been gathering dust for about 5 years, and it was time to take it out and start to play with it again. Once we got it out of the garage, though, we discovered it had a lot more issues than we had anticipated. The paint had really started to fade and get some cracking underneath it, and there were some pretty gnarly rust holes developing in the back that were really starting to cause me some concern. We decided to just go ahead and strip all the paint right off it and start all over again. We wanted to learn how to paint a car anyway, so this was pretty much just trial by fire. Once we got the paint off and we got a good look at the rust holes up close, we discovered that the damage wasn't actually all that bad and it was manageable. We stripped away the paint and got as much cancer out of there as we could and decided to just go ahead and Bondo it. I know the proper thing to do is weld it, but we didn't have those kind of resources at our disposal. Anyway, it ended up looking pretty good as soon as we got it all cleaned up and painted over. We decided to paint it with a flat black and a clear coat over it because we thought it would look kind of funny. I bought this car as a teenager, and I thought it should always kind of look like it was a teenager's car. I mean, we only did this thing for about $400 and we used spray paint. I fiddled around with some different colors. I had some blues and purples laying around and thought it would be funny to see it with a purple bumper, but inevitably I decided to go with a silver color that would at least complement the chrome bumper underneath. Finally, we backed it out of the garage and took it up to the top of the hill and put the hubcaps back on it. We decided to hang out and get a couple of glamour shots and of course congratulate ourselves on a job well done and overall just celebrate. Over the next year, I took it to a couple of car shows and took it out for a spin whenever I had the opportunity. I took the family out for a couple of drives. I even let my niece drive it. Unfortunately, the fuel leak, the oil leak, and some of the other brake issues that it was having were making it difficult to keep it on the road. I put it back in the garage and put the cover on it. Now that I'm back, I'm gonna see if we can't solve its problems, get it back on the road, and maybe get to take it to a couple of car shows this season. Despite all its issues, it's not an unreasonable amount of work that needs to be done to get it back on the road. I love this car and it is so much fun to drive, so I'm not against putting in all the work that it's going to need. The undercarriage rust isn't that bad. It is manageable if I get under there with the wire wheel and cut away some of it and get some undercarriage spray on there so it stops getting worse. Replacing the fuel line and the brake lines might be a bit of a mess, but I'll learn as I go along. Anyway, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching all the way to the end here. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.